Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to Sacred Keys for the week beginning June 14th, 2026. So, Sacred Keys are prayerful visual reflections used for weekly spiritual encouragement, discernment, scripture meditation, and inner healing. Each week, I choose three symbols as keys in which to reflect. So, this week's three keys are the dreamer, the rising, and prayers of smoke. And together they carry a very gentle and encouraging message. It feels like a week for deep inner listening, quiet strengthening, and protected movement forward. To say it simply, the message for this week is rest enough to hear, rise enough to respond, trust enough to stay covered. Personally, this feels like a week for you to pay attention to what rises in stillness. God may speak in ways that are easy to miss if life gets too busy. That could be through dreams you have, gentle inner nudges, a quiet sense of just knowing, a memory that returns to you, a symbol you get, or a peaceful insight that comes when you slow down. So the first key, which is the dreamer, says you do not have to force clarity this week. Some clarity comes while resting in God. Some answers come when you stop overthinking. Some direction comes when you soften. Or some insight comes in the quiet moments you're in. So if you've been trying too hard to figure something out, this may be a week to pull back a little and let yourself listen differently. And then we have the rising. This says something in you is beginning to come up and out. A part of your voice, maybe your confidence, identity, maybe your gifts, or readiness is starting to rise. Something hidden is beginning to come into view. So you may notice a little more courage, more clarity in your life, a stronger sense of what matters, or a new willingness to stand in what God has been growing in you. And then we have prayers of smoke. And this is very comforting. It says that while this is happening, this emergence, you are being covered. Not everything needs to be visible right now. Not everything needs to be explained. Not everything needs to be understood by other people. Some things are being protected while you grow. Some prayers are still working around you. Some answers are forming quietly. And some things are being handled by God in ways you cannot fully see yet. So personally, this week feels like God is speaking in the quiet, bringing something up in you and covering the process with prayer. Now, for us as a community, this feels like a week of inward listening, quiet emergence, and spiritual covering. I think many people may be coming out of a hidden season. You may start to feel a new confidence, a deeper sense of self, fresh spiritual sensitivity, or a quiet awareness that something in them has changed. And the message for all of us is to not rush what is rising, to not force what God is bringing forward, and to not assume hidden means that nothing is happening. A lot may be happening in secret this week. Some growth will be quiet, some protection will be quiet, some answers will be quiet, some victories will be quiet. But quiet does not mean that God is absent. It means that we can trust that God is doing real work in the unseen, in rest, in our prayers, and in the hidden places of the heart. God is awakening people inwardly before positioning them outwardly. And that means the next step may not come through pressure, it may come through peace. It may come through your rest, through a dream, a quiet realization, a deeper yes, a stronger sense of identity, or a small, clear inner shift. This may also be a week where gifts begin to stir more clearly. That could mean spiritual sensitivity, clearer discernment, confidence in your voice, teaching grace, a presence of healing, or your creative flow, or strength in your prayers, or a fresh sense of assignment. It will feel like what was forming in secret is beginning to rise and prayer is still covering it while it does. So the instruction for this week is listen and rest, move with peace, trust the covering. So the 3 keys again, the dreamer, which is God may speak in stillness, rest, and quiet inner places. And then the rising, something is you is coming up and out. You will not stay hidden in the same way. And then prayers of smoke, you are being covered, protected, and surrounded by prayer while this all unfolds. So if I could leave you with one sentence for this week, it would be, what is rising in you is being guided by peace and covered by prayer. The scripture is Psalm 91:1. Whoever dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. This fits so well because it holds the quiet, the hidden place, and the covering. The affirmation I have for this week is, I rest, I receive, and I rise in God's timing. What is meant to emerge in me is being covered by prayer and guided by peace. That is Sacred Keys for this week. Let me know your thoughts by commenting below, and I will see you next week with a new set of Sacred Keys. Take care and have a good week.